Kevin Spooner back with another episode of In Brandon, and today I've got chills and they're multiplying. I'm with the cast of Grease the Musical, put on by Vincent Massey High School. Welcome everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today we're joined by Nancy, Veronica, Dana, and Cash. Pleasure to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. I think since we have so many people here, let's start at one end and we'll just work our way around. So, Cash, tell us what role you're playing in the musical and why you got into musical theater.
I play Danny Zuko. I'm so excited to play this role. I've gotten into musical theater just as a kid, and like my sisters really influenced me growing up in musical theater because they've always done it when they were children, and I really got into it because of them. And yeah, I've just done it since I was a kid, and I've always loved it, and I really wanted to be in this show, and I thought I'd give it a shot.
That's amazing. Now, what was your first role that you can remember? How old were you when you did it?
I think I was either 5, 4 maybe. I think I was the Little Prince in Sleeping Beauty.
At 5 years old?
Yeah.
You were kidding. That would have been kindergarten?
Yeah, something like that. It was a long time ago.
So you knew right away you were into the theater.
Oh, yeah.
And you've been all in ever since.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a neat story. I'm so amazed. It was never something that I really got into in school. So I'm very impressed to actually be surrounded by people that have taken the plunge and the courage that it takes. Dana, what role do you play in the musical?
I'm playing Sandy, and she's like the really sweet one who just moved, and she is just amazing to play because I found myself like seeing a lot of myself in her, and so that was amazing. And I really like, my favorite part of the role is the transformation, going from like good girl, like new transfer student, to the bad girl in the end, and I found that really fun. And I've been doing musical theater since grade 6, and I've been in a lot of productions, and I find it amazing. And I want to go into music after high school too, so.
That's wonderful.
Awesome.
What was your first performance that you can remember?
My first musical was Frozen Junior, and I was middle Anna, so I got to sing Do You Want to Build a Snowman? It was so scary, but it was so amazing.
And has your voice progressed? Have you gone through a learning curve?
Oh yeah, I do voice lessons, so I do a lot of like work with that and choirs and stuff. So
how hard is it to sing this musical? Is it one of the more challenging ones, or is it more a fun one?
It's very fun, but also it can be challenging, especially with the harmonies and learning those. It's been really fun.
That's so awesome. Well, let's talk to Veronica. What role do you play in the musical?
I get to play Rizzo. She's kind of like the total mean girl, and it's a hard role to play because I think she's the total opposite of me, and it's a bit outside of my comfort zone, but it's nice to challenge myself. I've done musical theater since, I've done dance and I've sung, but I've never put them together. So I started musical theater in grade 4, and my first role was Tiger Lily in Peter Pan. Nice. And I've done so much since that time, and I still continue to sing and dance outside of that.
That is wonderful. Now, as you said, this role has a bit of a darker side. Mm-hmm. So, what do you do to prepare yourself for that part of that? Like you said, doesn't match your personality as well. So, how do you get into the zone?
Honestly, I just forget about who I am as a person, and I go like completely new persona. You know?
Well, that's so interesting. Well, Nancy, what do we need to know if we want to see this production?
The show is November 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Westman Centennial Auditorium, and tickets can be purchased either online or by phoning the box office at 728-9510. The kids are working so hard, not only on stage. These guys represent some of the tremendous talent that I get to work with as the director, but behind the scenes we have usually it is a small army of students working on sets and publicity and helping with everything from costumes, props, stage magic as it happens, behind the scenes. So we're really fortunate at Vincent Massey that we've got just an amazing group of students who year after year get involved. In fact, this year, the students themselves picked this musical. Usually I have the opportunity to look around and go, okay, next year we should do, but this year I said, hey, why am I the one deciding? Why don't you guys decide? So they formed a committee. The committee read through, they picked a few scripts, they read the scripts, and then based on all of the criteria that we knew we were an early show this year. This is the earliest I've ever done a show. November 7th is so soon when you start in September to get everything organized. The kids have been working with Linda Kearns on choreography. They've been working with Karen Rogowski on costuming. They've been working with Christine Penner for getting their acting up to snuff and getting vocals with Naomi Foreman and Mindy Halliday. So they've been just, up to this point, they've been putting in around-the-clock rehearsals to make the show happen so soon. So it's pretty amazing.
And how do you find the time? There's a lot of schoolwork going on that are competing for time. There's only so much time in the day. How do you overcome that obstacle?
We don't sleep. We get up. We had 7:30 rehearsal this morning in order to get everybody together and have the opportunity to do that. We run rehearsals on Sundays to try to work around people's work and extracurriculars. This whole crew will tell you they're really involved in things. Cash plays for our football team and our volleyball team. Dana is very involved in our music program, and they were away at camp for a few days and is singing with the Westman Youth Choir right away. And so to get everybody to put together the show, you have to be a little creative in how you use time.
Wow. Sunday, when you blew me away when you said Sunday.
It's a 6-day work week for these guys up until showtime, and then you're at dance all day Saturday. She's at every day. It's a balance, and it's a tricky balance, but I think that there's usually a week where everybody panics and goes, oh my God, we're never going to get this done in time. What will audiences come to see? But then they go, okay, no, things are taking shape, things are coming together. These guys have amazing sounding voices. They have amazing ability to remember choreography. They do a great job of embodying their characters. And with such iconic characters, it's different than other musicals that we've done just because it's so fun to play these very classic characters that people have grown up watching.
Wow, that's such a neat story. Speaking of stories, what is your story? How did you become involved in theater?
I took drama when I was in high school many years ago in Winnipeg and went off to university not really sure what I wanted to do, and I got hooked into the University of Manitoba's theater program, where I was very fortunate that we put on usually with lunchtime and evening shows, 8 to 9 shows per year. So I took a course called On Stage Theater, where we were required to audition for things, but I found my true love in the next year when I took a backstage theater course, where we were encouraged to do all of the things that just seamlessly happen behind the scenes. And so I've been hooked ever since. And when I came to Brandon, I had the good fortune of learning from David Wilson, who was the English teacher that was at the school before me, and he taught me the ways. And so this will be my 25th production, I believe, at Massey, that I've had the good fortune of working on. So I'm really fortunate that I do get to see the best of the best in students who are committed and hardworking, and all the things that people say that they don't exist anymore, they do. And I hope that audiences come to see the positive in our community.
And that's the beauty of the arts, is they always challenge us to be better than what we are. That's such a wonderful message to teach to our youth today. You focused a little bit on your past, and I'd like to switch gears and change it to the future and put a question to the cast. I'm going to start with Veronica. So you guys are lucky. You get time to think about your answer. But
Oh my gosh.
not you. I'm just going to go right into it.
Of course.
What is your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Not really anything to do with musical theater, actually.
Wow.
I see myself going into medical school and trying to pursue becoming a doctor.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
So totally the opposite.
Maybe a musical doctor.
The number of physicians that have come through after being in production over the years it's amazing.
Really?
Half of Brandon's young doctors or more were definitely involved, so you're in good company.
Well, you can sing to your patients, isn't it?
You're so right.
Yes, exactly. What could be better than that? All right, we'll let you off the hook. Now, Dana, you've had the time to think about this, so I'm gonna expect the quality of your answer to be a little. It's tough to beat.
Mine wasn't
I know. That's what I was just gonna say. Tough to beat medical school. What's your 5-year plan?
I see myself probably still in a university, going for music or music education. I really want to be a teacher, and just like, I've had such great role models like Miss McCarran or our band teacher at school, and I just want to like share the joy of theater and choir and music with other people. So that's probably my plan.
Share the joy. You might. Doctor's good. Sharing joy is good too, though, right? Awesome. Well, last word, Cash. You're gonna have the best answer of the bunch. I just know it because you've had the most time to prepare.
Oh, I don't know.
What's your 5-year plan?
I don't know what I want to do in the future. Really, I want to be happy, I guess, and just have a great future, hopefully. I don't know.
I think he beat us.
Yeah. Don't know, don't care. That's a pretty succinct answer. But do you want to see theater transform into anything in the future?
I think it'll always follow with me. Like, wherever I go, it'll always be something I love and something I always want to do.
And will you pursue a higher level of education in it, or are you already good enough?
I don't know. Maybe if I get the chance, I would love to.
That's wonderful, but I love that you have this experience to draw upon, and that if you decide to use it, right, you can lean into it. Maybe you can be the next, Broadway show. You never know, right?
Yeah.
And the future, it's the beauty of the future. We write it ourselves, but we always need guidance, and that's where Nancy comes in. How does it feel watching like you said, you have some history doing this. How does it feel watching your students progress and grow and bloom into something much greater than they start?
It is, I last year got COVID the week of production and didn't watch production for the first time in 24 years. And so I actually had the opportunity to really just think about what it means to me to watch a show, and the pride that I feel for how far people have come and the work they've put in. It is, to me, to be sitting at the back of the auditorium, usually furiously taking notes for improvement for the next night. I really am amazed at the things that young people are able to do, that they always surpass any expectation I've ever had and just blow me away. I usually sit with tears at some point. I will be crying in the back, just with, sometimes it's just personal things that kids have come through, or sometimes it's a performance that just touches me. And so I feel like I'm the luckiest human being that ever lived, being able to be sitting at the back of such a wonderful facility. The Westman Centennial Auditorium is just a great place to be, and to be able to share that and share my love of theater with a new generation it's pretty awesome. I don't have a better word than just awesome.
That's wonderful. Can we talk about the arts in general and the school system? How is the arts supported through our education system these days?
We are really lucky at Vincent Massey that we have great administrators who are really supportive of arts programming. We are very fortunate in Brandon to have just such a long history of arts in the community that I feel like here in Brandon it is very much valued, but there is, I have been at times in other places where people just don't have the ability to do that. They don't have the time or resources. These guys are supported through the patrons who come and see our show. So when people come and see our show, that feeds the program for the following year and provides us some money to be able to pay for a show. So that financial part, when people put their bums in those seats, is one of the most important things that we rely on. And Brandon comes out and supports so many shows each year that we feel fortunate when they choose us.
And that's a good way to put out a call to action for people to come out and support the arts, come out and see a musical theater performance, and give back to the community and generate the talent that, Brandon is Manitoba, the prairies, no slouches in talent generation. We have so many people go so far,
yeah.
and but they have to start somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that you're here molding kids into amazing talents that have come out of the prairies, it must feel wonderful to be a part of that.
It is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I am a little bit jealous because you get to see the development right before your eyes, and the rest of us just have to wait until they become famous on Broadway.
See them now. See them now. It's cheaper now.
Yeah, there you go. So before we sign off, what are we forgetting to talk about?
Do you want to give your plug? Tickets are...
And don't forget that the show is November 7th, 8th, and 9th at 7:30 at the Western Manitoba Centennial Auditorium.
Well done. It's like you rehearsed that. The one last question I wanted to ask was, in sports, there's typically a minimum standard of grades that are required to participate in sports. Does theater have any type of similar
We have
criteria?
Actually at our school we use the same standards agreement from sports to production. Oftentimes these guys are taking AP courses. As I said, not the first one to leave to become a doctor, dentist, nurse practitioner, to choose medical fields. Lots that have gone on to perform in various places, and so these are the overachievers. But if push comes to shove, I have been known to tutor in biology or in history or in English. I refuse to be helpful in math, but I can always find somebody who would help. But students are really truly hardworking on all levels and work hard to make sure that their marks support them being able to be up on that stage.
Well, that's great news to hear. That means that when we go and support programs like this, we know that there's a deserving audience to receive that support. It's wonderful for to meet everybody here today. A pleasure. Thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Well,
you.
you're welcome. I can't wait to see the show. And I hope you get to see the show too. And thanks for watching. Take care.